Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody, and we are doing a what I eat in the day video. Plus, I'll take you along for a few other things, just kind of a day in the life, but we're focusing on what I eat today. And so that should be interesting. I've never done one of these. It's about 8:30 now, and so I kind of slept in a little bit. Some days I like to do that. I don't do it every day, but today was definitely one of those days. It's a Saturday anyways, you know? I've already done a few things this morning. I've done my water kefir, I've let the dog out, fed him, and so now it's my turn. And I still have my tired morning voice because I really haven't used it all that much. So come along, let's have some breakfast together if you haven't eaten, or I don't know. I feel awkward, so let's just get going. I have here in this corner a lot of different breads. I have a loaf of sourdough I just made yesterday, and then this is an older loaf that I'm going to work on for today's breakfast. But French bread, my husband likes that sometimes, and some peppers and some peanuts. But this is kind of like the oddball corner that a lot of times I will clean out this corner when I'm filming like a kitchen type of video, and I'll put it over on our table just so you can't see all this background clutter, I feel like. But let's make some avocado toast, egg and avocado toast. So I have my egg and avocado toast and a glass of water. What is your beverage of choice in the morning? Do you prefer like coffee, tea, or are you a water drinker or something else? Do you go straight for the pop? You know, I used to do that. I used to be a Mountain Dew addict, but I have kicked myself off of that. I still do drink Mountain Dew occasionally, but never in the morning. I don't even keep it in the house. But this is already like this is my third glass of water for this morning already. So that's how I like to start off my day. All right, you guys, I am taking this off because I feel like I'm going to get messy with this. I do have to do some work today. I have to film a video for a hair video. So maybe I'll show you a little behind the scenes of that. And then I might get up to some editing today. I'm not really sure what I'll do. The weekends I generally like to kind of take off a little bit more, but I often do my hair videos on a Saturday as well, like a Wednesday and Saturday, because those are generally the days that I wash my hair. All right, guys, cheers. There's no cute way to eat this. I feel like it's going to look messy. But it's so good. I don't know if I told you guys this earlier while I was making this, but my avocado was definitely not as ripe as I wanted it to be. But I was already committed at that point. I already said, this is what I want for breakfast. This sounds good. So here we are. All right, I finished my egg and avocado toast. It was delicious. It was sloppy though, very messy, so you didn't need to see that whole mess. But now I have my water kefir, which you've heard me talk about. I mentioned it earlier this morning, and I mentioned it in other videos, and I have my vitamins. So it's time to take my vitamins. I feel like I need to take vitamins with some sort of carbonation. It used to be Mountain Dew before, but then it was 7-Up, and now it's water kefir. So I don't know, if I don't take some sort of carbonation, I just feel like they get stuck in the back of my throat, and I can just feel them there for the longest time, and I don't like that. So this is why I do that. Plus, I like the idea of getting some probiotics in my system here. So, and I just drink right out of this because I'm the only one in this household that drinks this stuff. I do give some to my mom, but we clean in these bottles really good. So it's not like she's drinking right after me, so. All All right, and that is that. Now it's time to get to work for the rest of the day. I am going to prep myself for the hair video. I'm going to do some shower scenes, which I'm not going to show on this video, and maybe like I'll show you the behind the scenes a little bit later on. Hello girlfriends, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me today. So I finally finished my hair video. I took the pictures for that, and then I also had to take pictures for another video that I had taken 2 days ago, and I realized I had forgotten to take the still shots of it for my thumbnail. So I went back and did that, and it's for next week's video, so stay tuned for that. I think it's next week's. It's Valentine's Day treats. They're really delicious, so I think you'll like it. But now I'm getting ready to have my lunch. It's just about 1 o'clock. That's later than I normally eat. I normally eat like 11 if I'm really hungry. 11:30 is generally the time, 11:30 to noon. But it's 1, I'm famished. Actually, I'm not that bad. On a normal day, I would be famished, but for some reason, my avocado and egg toast is holding me over better than it normally does. You know, that is a breakfast that you'd think would be more hearty, but for some reason, I get hungry with that one. And you know what? I am parched though. I had the water out here and I started talking to you guys and got distracted. So cheers, let's drink. For lunch, I'm just having some leftovers that my husband fixed last night. He made a tilapia dish, which he normally just pan fries his tilapia in some like, what is it, Cajun seasoning. But he also did it with some, he also like sauteed some onions and tomatoes and some other spices in there. So it was different, not how it usually is, but I kind of like it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of his salmon dish that he also makes. So I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna have that and just some tater tots that were left over. Yep, I'm sticking my hand right in there because it's just him and I eating it, and it's okay. I washed my hands just a little bit ago. And then we had some mixed vegetables as well that we heated up. And they're just a nice convenience vegetable to have on hand in the freezer to go with meals. So, all right, here is the dish, and we gotta add a little tartar sauce. You guys, this is the best tartar sauce there is, hands down. It's got a dill relish in it, and it's my favorite. So if you don't believe me, give it a try. I totally recommend it. It's a little spicy for me, this dish, so the tartar sauce definitely helps to neutralize it as well. Okay, you guys, my table looks messy because I have some stuff here that I am going to be working on. I have projects. I have a couple puzzles that I want to work on, and I also have a stain I'm trying to get out. So I'm going to try something maybe later this afternoon. Maybe you guys can help me with it. I'm not sure. So you guys, back to that sweatshirt that I want to get the stain out. I think I had washed like a red towel. Now, I've washed these red towels before. They were like Christmas towels, and I think I washed it in with the colored clothes because a colder wash, because usually I wash my towels in warm water, but I specifically washed it in the cold. I've washed it before and it decided to bleed. And so I just now noticed the stain. Like I had washed and dried the thing. I haven't worn it for a while. I went to pull it out the other day. I was like, oh, what's this pink all over here? Now, in some ways it kind of blends in, it kind of doesn't, but I'd heard that if you do boil a mixture of vinegar and water, and you put it in there, put your piece of clothing in there, and let it soak for, I don't know, I think you leave it on the stovetop for quite a while, like maybe 4 hours. I'd have to look it up again, but I'm hoping I can get the stain out. Now, I tried this one other time before, but I didn't dilute the vinegar and I boiled it. This was when we lived in a different spot, and oh my goodness, you guys, it was so horrible. It was so potent and strong. I had to put myself in the back bedroom and close the door because I just could not tolerate it. So I don't want to repeat that. And if it starts to smell like it's becoming that, I will, we'll stop it. We'll quit that real quick. But here's cheers. My vegetables have already kind of gotten cold as I've set things up here and talked to you for a while. So, Do you guys like fish? Tilapia is pretty mild in my opinion. So if you don't like the really fishy fish, that might be one to try. My husband is a really good cook. but he likes things a little spicy. All right, guys, time for dessert now. My yogurt bark that I've made earlier in previous videos. I'm watching a little Lauren Norris, and there's my tripod that I had you guys set up on earlier. So very high tech. I actually like to keep these upside down on my plate because the yogurt will start to melt faster. But here's my sweet treat. If you haven't made this yet, check out my video. I will leave that linked up in the card somewhere up here. And I have the recipe linked as well in the description of that video. So it's not my recipe, but I do tweak it to make it suit my taste buds better. So I add more peanut butter and I also add more honey to the yogurt bark. All right, I'm gonna finish eating this, enjoy myself a little YouTube, and then I am just going to, we'll see what else I get up to today. Okay, you guys, I have this pot boiling and I've actually turned it down now, but she's still really going to town. I think the directions said to add a full cup of vinegar, but I did not want to do that just because of my past experience with vinegar overload. So I added about a half cup. I didn't really measure, but I can still see some of the stain here. I think it says to like let this soak for 3 or 4 hours. It's some significant time. Can you see like the pink? Can you see that right in there? I don't know that the camera's picking it up. Gonna let this boil for a while longer. I don't know if I'm going to do it the full 4 hours. Hi. Hi, come here. Come here. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy. I love you. I love you. Okay, you guys, I've been wanting a matcha, so let's make a little matcha. I know you're supposed to make it with hot water, but I've been making my strawberry matcha like this forever, or any matcha in fact, for a long, long time, and I've not had a problem with using cold water. I know it's prettier and more aesthetic if you mix or if you keep the strawberry syrup separate from the cream and from the matcha, but I like it all mixed together because you get a little bit of everything better than just stirring it with your straw. When I like blend it all together, I just like that taste better. It's been a while since I made a strawberry one, so let's see. You know what? I have a little extra of the strawberry syrup. I think I could use it. Sometimes the strawberries are more flavorful than others, and since they're not in season, they're not quite as flavorful. That's better. That's good. Okay. Let's do an update on the shirt that I was boiling. It had, I should have showed you beforehand, but it had the pink all up in this area and over here. I think there's just a little bit left right here at the collar, just faintly, and then that kind of blends in well enough with the actual design, which is a very pastel watercolor floral design. But I think it came out pretty good. I'm happy with this. I'm going to wash this though. Obviously, it's been boiled in vinegar, so definitely need to get that smell out. Alright, you guys, I decided to make a quick trip to the library because I am getting close to being finished with my book and I love to read at night. It's what helps put me to sleep. And I pulled up to the library and there were like no cars in either of the parking lots. I'm like, oh, Are they closed? It's not normally a day that they would be closed, but we have a big snowstorm coming. And so I'm like, did they close early for that out of precaution? It's not supposed to start till like 10 o'clock tonight, but I pulled up here, parked. I'm the only car in the parking lot, only car in any two of the parking lots. Their sign says open, but I'm still skeptical because I'm like, if you are, where are the workers parked? So let's see if we can get in. Looks like we're in luck. Alright, I am currently getting supper ready. We're going to have some baked potatoes, a turkey meatloaf, and we're just going to reheat some of the mixed vegetables that we had earlier from the previous night, and I also had for lunch today. It's going to be a simple meal. The turkey meatloaf I actually already have mixed up because when I make that recipe, I have the link, it's a Pinterest recipe, I'll say that, and I'll link that down below in the description box. But when I make that, it makes a double batch, at least for my husband and I. So I usually make one loaf and we'll, cook that time, and I will freeze the other loaf. And so I had one in the freezer. I just said, you know what, let's do that. We haven't had some turkey in a while. And so now I just need to clean up these potatoes, get them oiled with some salt on them, and then we'll get the turkey meatloaf actually in the loaf pan. Oven's heating up behind me. You could probably hear it. It's pretty loud with the preheat, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Your grace is love beyond all means. It breaks the chains and gives strength to the weak. When I am lost, you're there with me. Your grace alone can set me free.
Alright guys, so I have supper prepared. We actually already said our prayer. And the turkey meatloaf, it has, I'm trying to remember what we put in. Shredded carrots, peppers, and onions, I believe. I sauteed down in a seasoned mixture with some chicken broth and, breadcrumbs and things like that. Like I said, the recipe will be down below, but this is supper. Cheers. I love a good portion of sour cream on my baked potato too, by the way. All right, friends, I guess we're going to end the evening kind of in a similar way to how we started the video, in that I am taking my water kefir. I have a few vitamins I take in the evening, one being a probiotic and just a few others. And once again, I like my water kefir with my vitamins. So I hope you enjoyed this video, just a little look as to what I eat in a day. Obviously that changes every day. I don't eat the same thing day in and day out, but this is just an average typical day. My breakfast is, I usually rotate between like 3 or 4 different things generally, at least for a while. Then I may change it up, in the next year or so, but usually I stick with my staples for a while. And lunch a lot of times is just leftovers, and then in the dinner time we tend to make more often a meal at that time. So I enjoyed spending the time with you. I can't wait to see you again in the next video. And until then, have a wonderful day. Bye, friends.
Your grace abounds.